Okay, so good evening, everyone. I hope that my presentation is clear on your end and as well as I am audible on your end also. If you can hear me, can you please chat something or put something in the chat box to our attendees? Okay, so once again, good evening, Jaguars. And okay, ayan. So for this evening, we'll be advancing to another rationalization of one subject under the sociology of crimes and ethics, which is the police professional ethics and values. Okay, so I guess you were able to have your mock board on this subject and hoping na matataas yung mga scores na nakuha natin. Okay, so again, we'll be having the rationalization. I think this is the third time that I have this activity with you guys. So again, no, we are doing this because we are really preparing now for the August licensure examination. So our goal is not just to pass the board examination, but to top because topping the board exam provides a lot of opportunities. Okay, so sabi nga nila, trabaho na yung lalapit sa inyo kapag kayo yung maging top notcher. Hindi kayo, okay, yung maghahanap ng mga trabaho. Again, no, kapag may mga problems tayo or technical problems, biglang nawawala yung sa presentation ko or nade-delay, or if not, nawawala ako, okay, choppy yung sinasabi ko, then you can just type it here dito sa chat box natin. Okay? So I guess everyone is ready. As we go on with our slides or with my presentation, please, okay, kung meron kayong mga clarifications, okay, feel free to type it here. I think hindi kayo pwede gumamit ng microphone, but again, we have this Q&A box. So let's start with the first question, which is ito, okay? So this program is designed to maintain and to encourage community development. So this program makes the police officer a friend and a partner of the people for progress as well as their defender. So yan ba ay civic action program? Is that the psychological program? Is that the public relation program or yan ba ay public information program? Okay, so the correct answer here is letter A. We have the civic action program. So again, no, itong mga programs na ito, these are under the police community relations activities ng ating Philippine National Police. And ang target nila is to build, of course, the trust and the confidence of the people towards the police officers because dito nga sa Civic Action Program, for example, the target here is to make now police officer a friend, okay, of the public. Kasi, di ba kung mapapansin ninyo, yung mga bata, laging kapag biglang umaalis or kapag hindi nagbe-behave yung mga bata, lagi nilang sinasabi na, oh, kukunin kayo ng mga pulis. 'Di ba? So minsan parang binibigyan natin ng stigma, okay, lalo na kapag meron tayong mga anak, binibigyan na natin ng stigma ng mga police officers, hindi sila friend, okay, ng mga tao. So again, no, let us help the Philippine National Police na tanggalin itong mga stigma, okay, being brainwashed dun sa mga bata, okay? So sa ngayon dapat is tulungan natin yung PNP na maibalik, okay, yung trust talaga ng tao sa kanila. So again, the answer here is letter A. We have civic action program. Recorded po. No, this is not recorded. And naka-live po tayo sa YouTube. If you wanted to replay, pwede naman po ninyong i-replay ito sa YouTube. Even yung sa last na human behavior and victimology na Q&A natin, okay, nasa YouTube din po ng WJRC. You just need to subscribe and then you go, okay, over the videos. Okay. So second question. Attending the social cultural activities of the barangay, for example, is as a police officer, you need to attend yung mga birthdays, yung mga weddings, yung mga lamay, or other social activities. Okay, this is under what type of police community relation program? Is it public relation program? Is it civic action program? Psychological program ba yan? Or public information program? Okay, the correct answer here is letter A. Okay, public relation program ang tawag natin dyan. Okay, so of course, no, hindi natin maiiwasan na may mga police officers talaga na naka-uniform, okay, and then nag-a-attend talaga ng mga activities na ito. That is one of the programs, okay, na ginagawa talaga ng PCR. So again, no, para hindi matakot yung mga tao sa mga police officer, para maging close sila dun sa mga kapulisan natin. Okay, so let us just have a short recap dun sa different types of the PCR. We have the first one is public information program. So the public information program is designed to bridge any communication gap between the police officers and the public, or the police organization, the Philippine National Police as a whole, and the public or the community. So how does the Philippine National Police do this? So andyan yung punta nila sa mga barangay, okay? And then nagkakandak sila ng mga barangay meetings, pagpupulong, okay, informing now the barangay officials and also yung mga people regarding crime trends and other police community problems. Okay, so aside from that, nagkakandak din sila ng mga seminars para sa mga barangay tanods. For example, is yung mga self-defense seminars, okay? And then also yung mga police station commanders, they are being assigned, okay? Or meron tayong mga naka-assign na lugar, okay? Like yung mga police precincts natin doon sa mga barangay, okay? So of course, the distribution also of brochures advising the people on how to protect themselves in their homes and premises. Also the conduct of environment sanitation seminars. Nagkakandak din sila ng mga troop information or educational and historical lectures dun sa mga offices of police districts. And pumupunta rin yung mga police officers natin sa, okay, I'm sorry for the noise. Pumupunta rin yung mga police officers natin sa mga schools, and then they are conducting seminars also, okay, about crime prevention. So for example, is yung mga community outreach na ginagawa ng university namin, wherein we visit itong mga elementary schools, yung mga high schools, and even yung mga barangay halls. And then we are conducting information dissemination about how to prevent now crimes. Okay? And especially ngayon na sabi nga nila is yung mga NPAs, yung mga CPPs natin is they are already infiltrating the schools. So there is really a need now to visit itong mga lugar kung saan meron silang mga target na pwede nilang i-recruit. Okay. PCR, kapag sinabi natin na PCR, it is Police Community Relations. Okay? Ito. PCR is known as the Police Community Relations. Sorry, no, this is my first time to use a platform like this. May mga questions dito sa question and answer box, and then sinasagot ko siya. I just don't know kung naririnig ng mga nagko-question dito. So yung nagtatanong kanina about recorded, yes. This is being live. I mean, naka-live ito sa YouTube, itong video natin. This is not recorded, I should say. Naka-live lang siya sa YouTube, and then you can replay it. Okay. Yan. So aside from yung mga nabanggit natin kanina, nagkakandak din yung ating mga PNP officers ng cleanliness or clean drives, okay? Clean and green drives. We have also the establishment of the police counseling centers dun sa mga barangays, wherein ang purpose ng mga centers na ito is to provide advice dun sa mga barangay leaders natin, sa mga kapitan, sa mga kagawad, sa mga barangay tanods on how they are going to help now reduce the occurrences of crime. Okay? So that's number 1. Dito na sa number 2, we have the public relation program. Ito yung sagot natin kanina, wherein this is designed to maintain harmony and mutual support between the police and the community. So the PNP organization is conducting this program through having a face-to-face communications. Okay, yung mga tinatawag natin na symposium. Even sa loob ng schools, no, meron mga symposiums na ginagawa yung PNP. And having also the dialogue with the public, okay? They need to hear also the concerns of the people para alam din nila kung ano ba yung mga hindi nakikita or hindi na-observe ng mga nagpapatrol ng mga police officers na ang nakakaalam lang is yung mga tao. Siyempre, no, we have to really ask for assistance or ask for help from people kasi sila talaga yung nakakaalam kung ano yung nangyayari sa community. Because not all the time naman na kung ikaw as a police officer is 24 hours, hindi ka naman nagbabantay talaga doon sa mga barangays na yan, di ba? So the second one is to attend also social cultural activities. Yung sinabi nga natin kanina, wherein nag-attend sila ng mga weddings, birthdays, lamay, ano pa ba yung mga pinupuntahan, yung mga barangay fiesta, okay, other festivals. Okay, so in uniform or in a civilian clothes, itong mga police officers natin is they are attending those activities. So they also attend multi-social ugnayans which include religious sectors, schools, barangay, civic organizations, and government agencies. One good example here is during July, the month of July. This is the month wherein we are celebrating no, yung PCR month na meron tayong parang kick-off program wherein nagpaparade yung mga PNP together with the different sectors no, of the community, from the school, from the church, from the barangays, and other non-government organizations. And then, nakikita natin na there is a unity walk. So aside from that, they are also sending letters of appreciation to citizens who assist now the police in their work. Ito yung mga nakikita natin sa mga Facebook pages ng mga PNP units natin, like yung mga nagsasauli ng mga yung mga lost and found na gamit or pera, 'di ba, pinopost nila in public and then they are appreciating no, okay, yung mga ginagawa ng mga tao. And then also they are conducting first aid and traffic safety education. Okay, so they also promote manpower development for out of school youth. Okay, so ang PNP natin, naghahanap din sila ng mga sponsors, for example is TESDA or yung sa DOLE, and then yun, tinatay up nila sa barangay so that yung mga out of school youth natin is meron din silang mahanap na trabaho. And of course, sponsorship also of youth athletic activities like yung mga paliga, okay, kapag sa mga summer or sa mga vacation na merong mga palaro sa mga barangay, ang mga PNP officers natin nag-donate din sila ng mga gamit, okay, yung mga sports equipment and the likes. And also, the PNP assist immediate, okay, in settling now dispute at the barangay level. Okay, so part po yan ng dispute resolution, okay, doon sa barangay level. And then for the third one, ito yung psychological program wherein ang purpose naman ito is to condition both friendly and hostile public, thereby ensuring now facilitating the attainment of police objectives. Okay? So for the fourth one, ito rin yung sagot natin kanina, we have civic action program wherein this program is designed to maintain, okay, and to encourage also community development. So ang civic action program, as mentioned a while ago, it makes now police officer a friend and a partner of the people for progress as well as their defender, okay, or tagapagtanggol, okay, and of course taga-tulong o kung may tumutulong sa mga tao in terms of having now this crime. So itong civil action program, it is important also sa Philippine National Police, especially that the PNP organization, okay, the image of the PNP is being stained now, okay, because of the untoward, okay, activities o yung mga illegal activities na ginagawa ng mga ibang police officers. Okay, so we have here the next question. A police officer in uniform is prohibited from carrying any package or bundle unless it is needed in the performance of his duties. So the likelihood, okay, the said officer will be misinterpreted to be, is it A, having accepted favors, letter B, a comprador for his wife, letter C, a trim appearance while in uniform is important, or letter D, all of the foregoing. So kapag kayo, magiging police officers kayo, please iwasan natin yung naka-uniform tayo tapos pumupunta tayo sa SM, lakad tayo ng lakad doon, may mga hawak-hawak tayo or may mga bit-bit tayong mga shopping bags, okay? Or ang dami-dami natin mga dala-dalang groceries. So in as much as possible kapag may plano tayo at alam natin na tapos na yung ating duty, that's the time that we can change our clothes and then pumunta tayo mag-grocery or mag-shopping. Kasi the answer here is letter A. Okay? Hindi natin naiiwasan or hindi natin maiiwasan na yung mga ibang tao, okay, meron silang negative na pagtingin. Okay? Kapag nakakakita sila ng mga police officers na may mga dala-dalang ganyan. So tayo din naman, di ba, minsan kapag nakakakita tayo ng mga police na ang dami niyang bit-bit na shopping bag, parang merong nagbigay sa kanya ng ganito or ganyan. Okay? So again, it also stains the image of the organization. Next, a police officer on witness stand is not called upon to express his view about the case, nor to tell what he heard others say about it, nor to make a speech. Of the following, the most accurate statement of the situation is that, is it A, as a police officer, you have to be courteous, okay, kapag ikaw ay nagsasalita. Letter B, you have to tell the truth and nothing but the truth. Letter C, do not volunteer. Or letter D, none of the above. Okay? So kapag kayo ay nasa witness stand and kayo ay magbibigay ng testimony ninyo, okay, kung ano yung nakita nyo dun sa crime, kung ano yung naimbestigan nyo dun sa crime, what are the evidence that you were able to collect, okay, kung ano yung mga narinig ninyo during the interview with the witnesses and the suspects, ano dapat yung tandaan ninyo? The answer here is letter B, of course. Okay? So you have to tell the truth and nothing but the truth. Kasi kung hindi ka magsasabi ng totoo, of course, that's already a perjury case. Di ba? So, bawal pong magsinungaling kapag tayo ay nasa witness stand. Okay? Next. Speaking of, I just want to relate one question na lumabas during our time nung board exam namin nung 2015 is that, kasi madali lang talaga yung subject na police ethics, guys. Okay? You just need to of course, know what is right and what is wrong. Okay? Kumbaga yung mga ibang questions natin sa police ethics na subject is self-explanatory. Alam natin dapat yung tamang sagot because, of course, it's more of ethics. Okay? Ina-apply din natin ito. Okay? Nung kayo ay nag-intern din, yung mga iba dito is applicable sa atin. Like, alam naman ninyo na bawal yung ganito, bawal tumanggap ng pera in exchange of something. Okay? As an intern, naturuan kayo na hindi maganda yung gano'n. So, gano'n din kapag kayo ay magiging police officer. So, madali lang talaga yung mga questions sa police ethics. Now, yung sinasabi ko kanina, just to relate, merong question na lumabas during our time wherein, ano daw dapat yung suot-suot ng isang police officer kapag siya ay mag-appear as a witness, okay, dun sa court trial. And then andun yung mga choices natin. Is it the tactical uniform? Andyan ba yung sports or the athletics uniform? Andyan ba yung GOA uniform or Barong Tagalog? And of course, the correct answer there is, okay, syempre yung GOA uniform nila. Okay, so ito yung nakikita natin na the complete blue uniform of the PNP officers. Okay, so moving on, it means more than reporting to work on time. Okay, so it involves as well as every detail of the policeman's daily activity. So is it A, protection of the underdog? Okay, letter B, maltreatment of the offenders. Letter C, punctuality to calls and requirements of duty. Or letter D, due process of the law. Kapag sinabi natin na underdog, ito yung mga pinoprotektahan ng mga PNP officers na illegal, okay, na ginagawa. So for example, alam niyo na merong prostitutes na nag-ooperate dyan or merong mga that area is a cyber sex den, okay? Pero pinoprotektahan niyo siya, hindi niyo hinuhuli yung mga nandoon. So ano yung magiging sagot natin dito? Okay. Ayan, so may mga nagpa-participate po dito sa ating Q&A. Again, hindi naman po lumalabas sa chat box. I think yung mga sagot ninyo, you can just share what do you think is your answer. So merong sumagot ng letter C. And the correct answer here is, yan, tama. Punctuality to calls and requirements of the duty. So by the word itself, punctuality. Okay, so you have to be on time. Kapag may pinagawa sa'yo na report, okay, kapag spot report yan, di ba? Ang spot report dapat na i-submit yan, okay, within the day or within 24 hours. So dapat magawa mo siya on time. Kasi kapag hindi mo rin magawa yun, automatic you will be given now a correction report, a corrective action report. So, ganun din kapag tayo nag-investigate ng isang case, the earlier na matapos natin yun, the better. Okay, so dapat on time din tayo sa trabaho, on time din yung mga requirements sa ating trabaho and the likes. So next, when the PNP members and their families, okay, involve themselves in religious, social, and civic activities in the community, it enhances blank, which will work well for the image of the police. Okay? So, yan ba ay camaraderie, social awareness, responsiveness, or effectiveness? Okay? So, the correct answer here is, now to relate na dun sa my civic action program kanina, we're in the PNP members together with their families, nakikita natin sila na nagpa-participate sila sa mga community activities or social activities. So pumupunta sila sa church, nag-attend sila ng mass, nag-attend sila ng mga birthdays, yun nga kanina, yung mga lamay, and so on and so forth. Itong mga activities na ito, it enhances or it promotes now what? Okay, the correct answer here is, of course, social awareness. So again, kapag sinabi natin na camaraderie, it is the binding spirit that enhances now teamwork and cooperation in the police organization. So for us, every time, kumbaga, na naririnig natin yung salitang camaraderie, dapat ang nasa isip natin is all about teamwork. It's all about cooperation. It's all about unity, okay, inside the PNP organization. So aside from that, they need to extend also, okay, to the people that they serve, which is manifested now by the PNP's members, deep commitment and concern for one another. Okay? So yan naman yung ibig sabihin ng camaraderie. Next, it is one's ability to govern and to discipline oneself by means of reason and sound judgment. Yan po ba ay prudent, temperance, fortitude, or justice? Okay? Again, if you can discipline yourself, okay, alam mo na hindi magandang gawin yan, alam mo na dapat ito yung ginagawa mo as a police officer because it is what is stated by the law na dapat ginagawa mo, then ang value na yan, it is known as prudent. Okay? So, ito yung mga four cardinal virtues in the police service. We have number one is prudent, wherein it attracts the intellect to choose the most effective means. The second one is temperance, which is the ability to avoid something. And then number three is yung fortitude, which is firmness of mind or the courage to endure without yielding. And lastly is justice, wherein it is the will to give each one his or her own rights. Okay? So again, do not forget yung apat na cardinal virtues sa PNP service. Okay, so moving on, it is the ability to last. Okay, so again, the spelling there is last, hindi siya L-U-S-T. So kapag ikaw yung pinakamatibay, okay? So hindi ka susuko kung ano man yung pagsubok or kung ano man yung mga challenges na na-experience mo while you are serving, okay, as a PNP officer. Yan ba ay patience? Yan ba ay perseverance? Is that endurance? Or is that fortitude? The correct answer here is, of course, endurance. So, again, no, fortitude, it is a general term which means strength. And then under fortitude, we have patience, which is the calmness and composure in enduring something. Ito yung pagiging kalmado mo kapag kahit na merong nangyayaring investigation or ongoing yung operation, you need to have this patience. The second one is perseverance, which is the ability to go despite of obstacle or opposition. And then endurance, it is the ability now to last. Okay? So just tell me, no, kapag mabilis yung transition natin ng mga slides, especially kapag meron sa inyo yung mga nag-screenshot, okay, or nagte-take down notes, just tell me dito sa ating chat box. Okay. So next, The PNP members, they need to conduct themselves properly at all times in keeping now with the rules and the regulations of the organization. And this police professional conduct refers to what? Is it A, loyalty? Yan ba ay tinatawag na obedience to superiors? Is that respect for human rights or is that discipline? By the way, you can, if ayaw ninyong share yung sagot ninyo dito sa chat box natin, you can just write no, yung sagot ninyo sa piece of paper, and then if tama ninyo, of course, you check it, and then you have to be honest kapag mali ninyo. And then later on, bilangin natin kung ilan yung tamang sagot ninyo. Okay? So the correct answer here is, of course, discipline. Okay? So if you are to abide with the rules, the policies, and the regulations of the organization, okay, hindi ka mag-violate sa mga yon, you know that you are obliged to do this and do that, okay? And to avoid doing like this, itong mga illegal or yung mga misconduct natin, then that is already part of your discipline. In terms of loyalty, itong letter A, ang mga PNP members natin, they shall be loyal, okay, to whom? It is the Constitution and also the police service as manifested now by their loyalty to their superiors, to their peers, and the subordinates as well. Okay, so yan, marami na pong mga nag-join or nagpa-participate sa ating chat box. You just type your answer here. Okay, so tama po yung mga sagot ninyo. That's letter D, discipline. So we have here keywords. Again, nabanggit ko kanina, loyalty, that is to the Constitution and also the police service or the police organization. And obedience, okay, that is to superiors. And then ano yung mga susundin lang natin, of course, yung mga lawful orders. And then if we are to obey, we have to be courteous, okay, sa ating mga superior officers. Now, if I say lawful orders, syempre ito yung mga alam natin na sakop siya ng trabaho natin. Alam naman kung sinabi ng boss mo na maglaba ka, di ba? Or mamalengke ka, or alagaan mo tong anak ko. Syempre, hindi na po yun yung trabaho ng police officer. So, dapat tayo as PNP officers, okay? Or kayo soon, kapag magpupulis kayo, dapat alam ninyong i-filter kung ano dapat yung susundin ninyo na utos, okay, dun sa mga superiors ninyo. Although hindi talaga natin maiiwasan din minsan na kapag tayo kasi yung may pinakamababang rank sa organization that we really have to abide, no? We really have to obey, I should say. Now, P1 Guapo shall accept whenever he is assigned anywhere in the country, and this best describes the police professional conduct of, is it A, national in scope principle, letter B, masunuring police, letter C, obedience to superiors, or letter D, A and B only. Okay? So, kapag sinabi ng boss mo, for example, or ng superior mo na doon ka sa Mindanao, wala kang magagawa, di ba? You just have to accept it. Okay? And ang tawag natin sa police professional conduct na yan is letter C. Okay? Yan yung obedience to superiors. Okay? So this is an example of a lawful order because part ng trabaho mo, if you will be deployed, okay, to any place in the Philippines or any region in the Philippines, then wala tayong magagawa. Okay, next. This is the usual greetings rendered by uniform members upon meeting and recognizing person entitled to a salute. A, sir or ma'am. Letter B, boss or madam. Letter C, salute. Or letter D, A and B only. Okay? So kapag meron tayong nakakasalubong na uniform PNP personnel or sabihin na natin yung mga matataas yung ranko, or if not, biglang nakasalubong mo si police general, ano yung usual na greeting na sasabihin mo sa kanya? The answer is, okay, that is salute. Okay? So actually, andito na yung sagot natin sa question. By the way, no, ito yung isa sa mga tip kung paano nyo masagot yung mga questions, lalo na yung mga mahihirap na questions. You always look into keywords na nandito sa ating question. Okay? So, itong mga keywords natin, it will give us a clue kung ano yung mga tamang sagot, okay, from among the choices. So ang salute, that is the greeting. Okay? And if we say greeting, it is a conventional sign of welcome or pleasure when you are meeting somebody. And then yung sir or ma'am, okay, hindi po natin sinasabi na bossing or madam, boss. Okay? We just say sir or ma'am. That is how we address, okay, yung mga uniform personnel natin. And then, yan. Okay? So we go now to the next question. Si Patrolman Officer X, okay, she is a newly assigned officer in a unit call on the chief of the unit or the command and other chief personnel as a matter of what. Okay? So kung kayo ay bago lang sa isang unit, then you visit no the chief of the unit. Okay, sabihin na natin sa munisipyo, you visit the chief of police. Okay? Or kung sino man yung pinaka-boss dun sa unit na yon, anong tawag natin doon? Is it A, pagpapakilala? Is that formality? Is that adjustment? Or yan ay courtesy? Okay? So may mga sumagot ng letter D. The correct answer here is, okay, tama. We have courtesy. Kaya nga meron tayong tinatawag na courtesy call. Di ba? Ang courtesy call, ito yung ginagawa natin during our internship also, na kapag tayo ay ayan, okay? Na kapag tayo ay bago sa isang agency, okay? 'Di ba? Nagro-rotate tayo dun sa mga ibang groups natin. Kapag bago tayo, for example, sa unit na ito, we always pay no a courtesy call. Okay, doon sa pinaka-head ng unit na 'yon. So to rejoin, we have here the next question. Ang courtesy call ng mga newly assigned or appointed member is for, is it A, accounting and orientation, letter B, para ba mag-party, letter C, para ba mag-blowout kasi bago ka lang doon, or letter D, all of the above. Sa tingin niyo ano yung purpose kung bakit tayo nagka-courtesy call? Okay? So, antayin ko yung mga sagot ninyo. Yung mga iba, sagot nila ay letter A. Okay? That's for accounting and orientation. The correct answer is, of course, letter A. Di ba? Ang dali-dali lang ng mga questions natin. So, mas madali pa actually kapag sa actual na board examination. So, again, no, sa courtesy call, ito yung binibilang din tayo kung ilan tayo dun sa grupo natin. Okay? Of course, nagpapakilala din tayo as a new member of the unit. And of course, yung head or the superior of that unit, he is conducting ng orientation. Ito yung mga policies, ito yung mga rules and regulation dito sa unit na ito. Ito yung mga job description and so on and so forth. Okay, so kasali lahat yan sa courtesy call. Okay, kung meron tayong courtesy call, meron din tayong exit call. So ang exit call, it is a practice if, letter A, kapag meron bang namatay. Letter B, kapag yung kasama ba natin or yung police ba is pupunta ng abroad para mag-aral. Letter C, if the police officer will exit from the door or the main gate of the police station. Or letter D, if the police officer is relieved or reassigned out of his unit. Okay, so ayan, may mga sumagot ng letter, yan, majority answered letter D. Okay, the correct answer here is Delta, of course. So tayo din naman, di ba, kapag tayo ay tapos na doon sa duty natin, halimbawa is 5 days lang. So kapag Friday, we have this exit call. Hindi naman ito yung usual na tradition na nagpapakain talaga tayo because kapag sa atin naman mga interns is hindi naman talaga tayo mandated na magpakain kapag sa exit call, di ba? So ang importance ng exit call is of course magpaalam tayo doon sa head. Okay, at saka yung mga kasama natin doon sa unit. Okay, hindi po yan pag-blowout or whatsoever. Again, the purpose is just to inform them that it is your last day and then you will be reassigned or you are already relieved, okay, from that unit. So siguro meron yung mga memorable sa inyo na exit call. So during our time ng intern kami, meron kaming mga niluluto, and then after that, binablindfold kami. Tapos biglang sinusubuan kami ng mga sili or kung ano-ano pa man. Part yan. Okay, ito yung mga masasayang alaala natin kapag I mean, ito yung mga masasayang alaala natin noong tayo ay intern pa kapag exit call ang pinag-uusapan. Okay, next question. Okay, so before we go to the next question, ito ulit yung mga police customs on courtesy. We have number 1 is the salute to national color and standards. So, syempre, kapag andyan yung flag natin, the Philippine flag, the PNP members need to stand at attention and they have to salute the national color and the standard as it passed by them or when the national color is being raised or lowered during ceremonies. So basic po yan. Then the second one, yung na-mention natin kanina, yung address or the title. So yung mga juniors in rank, they need to address now their senior officers, okay, who are entitled now to salute with the word sir. Or syempre kapag babae, that's ma'am. And aside from that, we have also courtesy call of newly appointed or newly assigned member. So ito yung na-discuss natin kanina. The purpose again is for accounting, orientation, and also other purposes. So ito ay ginagawa kapag tayo ay bago sa isang unit or sa isang agency. And also meron tayong Christmas call wherein PNP members, they pay a Christmas call under local executive. So local executives means yung mga mayor, okay, yung mga politicians natin, yung mga officials natin dun sa area of our jurisdiction. Okay? Or the respective area of responsibility. So this is during Christmas. And then, of course, meron ding New Year's call. So PNP members, they pay a New Year's call on their commanders or key officials in the respective area of responsibility. So aside from that, meron din tayong promotion call. Okay? Wait, sana yung promotion? Yan. So the newly promoted PNP members, they call on their unit heads. And then in this occasion, they are usually given now due recognition and congratulations by their peers for such deserved accomplishment. Okay? So lately lang no, ang daming mga na-promote na mga PNP officers, even sa jail officers at saka yung mga fire officers natin. And marami tayong nakikita no, na pinopost dun sa mga social media na they are really celebrating. Okay? Ang tawag natin dito is yung mga promotion calls na yan. And of course, we have also exit call. As mentioned a while ago, the purpose of this is to inform now the unit members and as well as the superior that you are reassigned or you are relieved out of the said unit or the command. And of course, meron din tayong courtesy of the post. Okay, so the host unit extends now hospitality to visiting personnel who pay respect to the unit or to the command. So one good example is kapag halimbawa si Police General, okay, kung sino man yung recent na Police General natin, nag-visit siya halimbawa dito sa may Cordillera. Okay, so ito yung nandito sa picture natin. Of course, na meron tayong tinatawag na courtesy of the post. So yung host unit natin is Cordillera and then the visiting personnel is coming from the national headquarters or sa Camp Crame. So meron tayong mga ceremonies na ginagawa. That's part of the courtesy call. And we have also rank has its own privilege or yung RHIP natin. Wherein PNP members, they need to recognize also the practice that different ranks carry with them corresponding privileges. So, syempre, hindi dapat tayo naiinggit na ikaw ay patrol officer or ikaw ay patrolman or ikaw ay patrolwoman. Tapos yung mga kasama mo sa opisina is mga police lieutenant or lieutenant colonel. Of course, no, they have greater privileges, okay, or greater opportunities than you because yun nga, mas mataas yung kanilang rango. Okay, so when can physical force be used? Okay, so that should be the question. Kailan natin pwedeng gamitin ang physical force? Parang yung yung recently lang na nagba-viral, yung kina Aura. I don't know kung napapanood niyo yun, pero na Rafi Tulfo in action din siya. Yung case ni Aura na kung saan hinuli siya ng mga Makati police and then kinulong nila. So accordingly, maraming mga bumabatiko sa PNP because yung nakita natin sa video is talagang kinuyog si Aura hanggang sa siya ay pinasok doon sa police vehicle. So, ayan, kailan natin pwedeng gamitin ang physical force? Is it A, when the exercise of persuasion, advice, and warning is found to be insufficient in the pursuit of law observance or to restore order? Letter B, when the public provokes now the police officer verbally. Letter C, when the people they serve utter offensive words. Or letter D, all of the above. Okay? So ano po yung mga sagot natin? Okay, so may sumagot ng letter D. What about the others? Yan, meron din sumagot ng letter A. The correct answer here, guys, is letter A. Okay? So remember no na meron tayong maximum tolerance na tinatawag, okay? So hindi po pwedeng kapag nakita mo lang yung halimbawa nagrarambulan is agad-agad, okay, hinuhuli natin sila. Of course, we need to give first a verbal warning, okay? Na kapag hindi kayo titigil sa pagrarambulan, automatic isuhuliin namin kayo. Siyempre kapag hindi na po nila sinusunod, okay, yung mga instructions or yung mga orders ng ating mga kapulisan, that's the time that we can use now itong physical force. Okay, so the purpose of having this physical force is to arrest now itong mga violators ng ating batas or yung mga nagrarambulan or nag-aaway-away. Okay, so police officer should recognize that the test of police efficiency is it A, the number of arrests? Letter B, the absence of crime and disorder. Letter C, number of inmates and prisoners. Or letter D, number of case considered closed. So sa tingin ninyo, kapag kayo ay magiging isang pulis, ano ang batayan natin ng pagiging efficient? Okay, antayin ko yung mga sagot ninyo. Ano ang batayan natin ng pagiging isang efficient na police officer? Okay, ang sagot ng mga iba ay letter B. Okay? Meron bang kakaiba yung sagot? So far, ayan, meron. Letter D, kapag case closed. Okay, anong tamang sagot natin dito? We have letter, okay, that's letter B, tama. Okay? So, absence of crime and disorder. So, syempre, masasabi natin na efficient tayo as a police officer, efficient tayo in terms of the implementation of the laws or the implementation of the crime prevention programs kapag nababawasan. Or if not, talagang na-zero rate natin yung crime and disorder doon sa ating community. Okay, so hindi po sa padamihan ng inaaresto, okay, ang pagiging efficient. Or if not, the number of inmates and prisoners na pinapasok natin dun sa loob ng kulungan. So actually, letter A and letter C, they are somewhat related, but they are not the correct answer. And of course, yung letter D natin, even if yung mga cases natin, we consider them as solved, it is not okay the basis of saying that you are efficient. Kasi ang ibig sabihin nito, marami pa rin tayong mga cases, marami pa rin tayong mga crimes na, okay, na ini-investigate okay, dun sa community. So again, the correct answer is wala tayong crime at wala tayong disorder. That's the time that we can say that we are efficient. Okay? Next question. Okay? The following except one should be the conduct of a policeman in arresting now law violator. So kapag kayo ay mag-arrest, ano dapat yung proper way? Letter A, policeman shall use his powers of arrest in accordance with the law and with due regard to the rights and the citizens concerned. Letter B, he shall at all times have a clear appreciation of his responsibilities and limitation regarding the detention of the accused. Or letter C, he shall conduct himself in such a manner as will maximize the possibility of having now to use force. Or letter D, he shall cultivate a dedication to the people and the equitable upholding of the law, whether in the handling of the accused or law-abiding citizen. Okay. Again, I'll be waiting for your answer. Ano yung mga sagot natin dito? Okay, so the correct answer here is letter C. Okay? So, kapag tayo ay nag-arrest, okay, ng mga violators natin, we have to again, no, yung nabanggit ko kanina, we have to maximize the possibility of having, okay, to use force. So in other words, going back to the maximum tolerance na sinasabi natin, kahit pa siguro ikaw ay binubuhusan or ikaw ay tinatapunan or kung ano man yung mga naririnig mo doon sa mga tao na gusto mong arestuhin, still no, never use force. So sabi ko nga sa inyo kanina, there is a need for us to give also verbal warning. And syempre kapag hindi na sumusunod yung mga tao dun sa mga orders mo, then that's the time that we can just use yung physical force. Okay? So again, use of force should be maximized. Okay? I mean, the use of force should be minimized and not maximized. Okay? Next, the crime rate of the municipality of La Trinidad in the year 1900s and 1901 is 115 and 118. So it only means that the crime rate of La Trinidad from 1900 to 1901 has, is it A, increased to 2.60%, letter B, increased to 3%, letter C, decreased to 2.60%, or letter D, decreased to 3%. I believe no, na naituro naman sa inyo kung paano natin makuha yung difference of the crime rate from from the previous year and with another year. Okay, so ang sagot natin dito is letter A. Okay. So paano ba natin kinompute yung average increase? So basically, no, kung mapapansin niyo naman from 115 to 118 there is increase, it is not a decrease. So kumbaga nadagdagan ng tatlo pang percentage, okay, or tatlong crime from 1900 to 1901. So again, how are we going to compute the average increase? Number one is we have to compute the difference of the two crime rate. And then the second one is based now on the previous crime rate, then you get now the 100% of your answer in step number one. So again, no, we have 115 minus 118, that is 3. And then you just get the 100%. Okay, so maybe you are using already your calculators. Paki-check nga kung tama yung sagot natin. Okay. So we have here another question. The crime rate of the municipality of La Trinidad in the year 2014 and 2015 is 200 and 183 respectively. So it only means that the crime rate of La Trinidad from 2014 to 2015 is, okay, letter A, it has increased to 9%. Letter B, it has increased to 8.5%. Letter C, it has increased to 9%, decreased to 9%. Or letter D, decreased to 8.5%. So again, no, kung papansin niyo naman, from 200 to 183, the answer is it's either C or letter D. So again, no, dun sa ginawa natin kanina, like ito, 200, this is the first crime rate minus 183, which is the second crime rate. And then the answer is 17 divided by the previous, which is 200. And then you multiply that with 100. So the answer here is decreased to 8.5%. Okay. So meron nakakuha ng tamang sagot. Okay. Again, tinitingnan ko yung mga sagot ninyo dito sa ating Q&A box and meron namang mga nakakakuha ng tama. Moving on, we have the next question. The intentional commission of a prohibited act or intentional unjust performance of some act of which the party had no right. Okay, so yan ba ay non-feasance? Yan ba ay misfeasance, malfeasance, or police gratuity? So obvious naman, tanggalin natin yung letter D because it is not that related dun sa mga other choices natin. So as a police officer, if you know that if you will do this act, it is a violation of a law, it is a violation of a regulation or a policy of the office, then we term this as what? A, B, or C. Again, what is your answer? Okay, may mga sumagot ng letter C. Yung mga iba. Okay, meron ding. Ayan. So, majority answered letter C. The correct answer here is malfeasance. Okay, so tama kayo. So, again, let us review what is non-feasance. Okay, non-feasance is also known as neglect of duty. So, it is the failure to do an act. Okay, na yun yung trabaho mo, hindi mo inaresto, halimbawa yung isang tao, nakita mo na ninakaw niya yung cellphone, ninakaw niya yung pera. Okay, nakita mo na inisnatch na yon. Pero wala kang pakialam. Okay, so that's non-feasance. And then misfeasance naman, this is the improper performance of duty. So ginawa mo yung trabaho mo. Halimbawa is inaresto mo yung tao. Okay, by virtue of a warrant of arrest. However, okay, binugbog mo muna yung tao, saka mo nilagyan ng posas. That is improper way. That's misfeasance. And then police gratuity naman, it is a police deviance that includes the receipt of free meals, free services, or free discounts. I mean discounts. So parang yung mga police officers natin before na yung mga nakikita natin sa mga pelikula na parang papasok lang sila ng restaurants and then kakain lang sila tapos aalis na, or if not, papasok sila dun sa mga sa jeep or sa bus and then they are not going to pay. So ang tawag natin doon is police gratuity, and it is a improper conduct, okay, para sa mga police officers. Okay, next we have as a law enforcement officer, okay, my fundamental duty is to serve mankind. Yung salitang serve, okay, dito sa phrase na ito, it means, is it A, protection? Letter B, denial of one's own pleasure. Letter C, desire for the good of the persons to be served. Or letter D, B and C only. Okay, tingnan nga natin kung anong sagot natin ng mga classmates ninyo. Okay, so the correct answer here is it's letter D. Okay, nakuha ba ng mga iba? Ayan. So the others, they have answered letter C, and then yung mga iba, they answered letter A. But actually, itong letter B at saka letter C, they have the same thought. Okay? So of course, no, if you are sacrificing your own pleasure, okay, for the pleasure or for the goodness of the other persons that you are serving, okay, yan yung actually yung tinatawag natin na delikadesa. Okay, so if you are a police officer, take note that you are a public servant. You need to provide services, okay, sa public. Kaya tinawag natin yan na public servant, and then not to serve your own. You do not, I mean, you are not going to serve your own self. Okay. So take note that service means dedication and sacrifice of giving one's self. Okay? So I hope na ito yung tatatak ninyo sa puso at saka sa utak ninyo kapag nagpulis na kayo, na kapag kayo ay nagbibigay ng serbisyo, it is with commitment, and of course, you always sacrifice para sa iba. Part po yan ng oath ninyo as a police officer. Next, the police officer as an upholder of the law must know its limitation upon him in enforcing the law. Thus, is it A? He must be aware of the limitations which the people through the law have placed him. Letter B, he must recognize the center of the democratic system of the government, which gives person or group of persons absolute power. Letter C, he must ensure that he does not pervert its true character. Or letter D, all of the above. Okay? So, ano ang ibig sabihin ng phrase na ito? If you are the upholder of the law, okay? If you are the implementer, okay? Ikaw yung mag-i-implement ng batas natin, you should know your limitation, okay, in terms of enforcing the law. So, the answer here is okay, may mga sumagot ng letter D, may mga sumagot ng letter A. Okay, but the correct answer here is it's letter D. Pare-parehas lang po yung letter A, letter B, and letter C. Okay? But again, kapag sa board exam, iwasan po natin na hindi basahin yung question kasi baka nakita natin merong all of the above doon sa choices, feeling natin yun agad-agad yung sagot. So may mga uh, negative study habits din yung mga iba sa atin na kapag masyadong mahaba yung question, ang binabasa lang natin is yung mga first three words and then yung sa may last three words, for example. And then, pipiliin natin kung ano yung pinakamahabang choice, di ba? Or if not, kapag meron tayong nakita na all of the above or none of the above, yun agad-agad yung pinipili natin. Again, no, please do not do that. Okay, next. A police officer will never employ unnecessary force or violence and will use only such force in the discharge of duty as unreasonable in all circumstances. So it only means that, okay, A, the ability of the police to perform their duty is dependent upon the community support of police existence. Letter B, the police seek and preserve community favor not by catering now the community opinion. Letter C, the basic mission for whom the police exists is to prevent crime and disorder. And letter D, force should be used only with the greatest restraint and only after discussion, negotiation, and persuasion have been found to be inappropriate or ineffective. So, same question dun sa kanina na ang mga police officers, they should not employ unnecessary force or violence. Okay, so anong ibig sabihin nun? The answer here is letter D. Okay? So, tingnan nga natin kung may nakakuha ng tama. Yan, may mga nakakuha ng tamang sagot. So, force should only be used with the greater restraint and only after discussion, negotiation, and persuasion have been found to be inappropriate or ineffective. Okay, dito tayo sa next question. So, take note that these are just explanations of the police, professional police principles. Okay, next question. Police should not usurp judicial powers. Is it A, the test of police efficiency is the reduction of crime and disorder? Letter B, the police at all times should maintain relationship with the community. Letter C, the police should always direct their functions. Or letter D, a police officer will only use reasonably the discretion vested in the position and exercise within their powers. So again, ano yung sagot natin? Okay, so the correct answer here is letter C. Okay, so the police should always direct their functions. So ang ibig sabihin yan, police officers should never assert powers of judiciary by averaging now individuals of the state of authoritative judging guilt of punishing the guilt. So ang ibig sabihin, kung ano yung trabaho ninyo as a police officer. So for example, is to maintain peace and order, to save lives, to protect properties. Hindi nyo trabaho yung trabaho ng mga judges natin. Okay? Hindi nyo trabaho yung mga trabaho ng mga lawyers or ng mga prosecutors. So kapag meron kayong hinuhuli, do not automatically say na itong tao na ito, siya talaga yung gumawa ng crime. Because first and foremost, they are just suspects. Kailangan pa nila mag-undergo ng due process of our law. Okay, next. Under what circumstance police officer Toff may use her firearm? Is it A, neither B or C? Meaning ng neither is wala sa B or C. So letter B, by virtue of the doctrine of self-defense and defense of strangers. Letter C, may be applied as a last resort when all other peaceful and non-violent means has been exhausted. Or letter D, either B or C. Okay, so the correct answer here is letter D, either B or C. Okay, so again, no, as a police officer, you can use your firearm for self-defense and also for the defense of strangers. And aside from that, it can only be used as a last resort. So kung talagang hindi mo na kaya kasi nagiging aggressive na yung mga tao, okay? Or if not, yung arestuhin mo, then that's the time that you can use your firearm. Okay, so ito yung sa police professional principles natin. Under unreasonable force, it reduces now community cooperation. So again, a police officer should never employ unnecessary force or violence and will use only such force in the discharge of duty as in reasonable in all circumstances. So in other words, force should only be used with the greatest restraint and only after discussion, negotiation, and persuasion that have been found to be inappropriate or ineffective. While the use of force is occasionally unavoidable, okay, every police officer will refrain from applying the unnecessary infliction of pain or suffering and will never engage in cruel, degrading, or inhuman treatment of any person. Tandaan natin na sa ngayon, ang mga tao is magagaling na rin silang mag-video, okay? Magagaling na rin silang mag-post. They can actually uh, create something na makakasira talaga doon sa PNP organization. So kahit na feeling mo tama naman yung ginawa mo, okay, na you just implemented the law, na inaresto mo yung tao, pero kapag merong na-capture dun sa camera na konting pagkakamali mo lang as a police officer, then yun na yung pwedeng kasira ng organization. So aside from that, the use of reasonable force when persuasion is not sufficient, the police should use reasonable force to the extent necessary now to secure observance of the law or to restore order only when the exercise of persuasion, advice, or warning is found to be insufficient to attain now the police objectives. So, in other words, no violence or unnecessary force shall not be subject to any greater restraint than is necessary now for his detention. Okay. So, dito tayo sa next na question natin. The police service is noble and professional. Hence, it demands from its members a specialized knowledge, skill, and high standard ethics and morality. So in this regard, the member of the PNP must adhere to and internalize the enduring core values of the PNP except love of God, respect of authority, respect for women, or prevarication. So please type your answers dito sa Q&A box natin. Okay, the correct answer here is letter D. That's prevarication. Okay? Tingnan ko nga kung tama yung mga sagot ninyo. Okay? Tama yung mga sagot ninyo. Because if we say prevarication, that is another term for lying. Okay? Or stating untruthful statements. Okay, so next, a Filipino policeman is a protector and a friend of the people. His badge is the symbol of the citizen's faith and trust. His uniform, a mirror of decorum and integrity and his whole human person. So, to defend the Constitution, PNP image building tool, image favorable to the police, or oblation of enduring love for homeland, fellow men, and God. Okay, so the correct answer here is letter D. Okay, that is oblation of enduring love for homeland, fellow men, and God. So kapag sinabi po natin na oblation, it is something that is presented or offered to God. Okay, so kapag tayo ay nagiging protector ng mga citizens, Ang ibig sabihin lang noon is that we are already offering ourselves, okay, for our fellow men, okay, for our homeland or for our country, as well as to God. Next, the involvement of police officer TOF during strike and labor dispute in general shall be limited to, is it A, maintenance of peace and order, enforcement of laws and legal orders? Is it C, use of shield and baton to disable rallyists? Or letter D, either A or B? Okay? So, ang mga sagot nila ay letter D. Okay? So, the correct answer here is letter B, either A or B. So, kapag may mga cases na yung mga police officers natin, they are being requested no for maintenance of peace and order during strikes and labor disputes. So, ang limitation lang ng work nila, okay, or yung assistance nila is to maintain peace and order as well as to enforce no laws and legal orders. Syempre, hindi po tayo po pwedeng gumamit ng ating shield at saka baton para palayasin yung mga rallyista because again no yung mga rallyista na yan they have also their rights to do that, most especially kapag meron naman silang permit or kapag sa mga labor strikes, okay, that is part of their rights, okay, as employees. So I believe no na na-discuss naman ito sa inyo doon sa subject ninyo on dispute resolution. Okay, so what is the highest form of respect? Yan ba ay sir or ma'am, salute, gesture of pagmamano, or all of the above? So, feeling natin tama lahat yan, no? Pero merong isa dyan na pinaka mas matimbang. Okay? So, the correct answer here is, of course, okay. The correct answer here is salute. So, again, kapag tatanungin sa board exam natin, what is the highest form of respect? The answer is salute. Okay? Kaya nga tayo as interns also before, di ba, tayo ay tinuruan kung paano ang proper way of doing the salute. Next. So the community relation, it is considered to be a three-legged stool. So kung three-legged stool yan, ano yung composition niya? Is it A, public relations, community service, and community participation? Letter B, PNP image, community service, and community participation. Letter C, station, relations, and participation. Or letter D, none of the above. Okay, so please type your answers. Ayan. So the correct answer here is letter A. So yung isang leg niya, that is for the public relation. The second leg, that is community service. And the third leg, we have the community participation. So, ganyan po yung itsura niya. Kapag wala po yung isa, of course, matutumba yung ating police community relation. Hindi siya magiging effective. Kaya dapat meron itong tatlong ito. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so if we are to define police community relation, I guess may nagtatanong kanina kung ano ibig sabihin ng PCR. This is the sum total of dealings between the police and the people that it serves and whose goodwill and cooperation it craves for the greatest possible efficiency in the service. So police community relations, this is very important nga sa PNP because without it, wala kumbaga yung maglilinis dun sa maduming pangalan ng PNP caused now by this inefficient or yung mga misconduct ng mga ibang police officers. Okay? Ayan. So next, public information program is designed now to bridge any communication gap between the police and the public. So as such, police officer TOF should do the following activities except, is it A, conduct barangay tanod seminars. Letter B, discuss with high school students and parents teachers association or PTA about drug abuse prevention and control. Letter C, establish police counseling centers in barangays to provide advice to barangay leaders. Or letter D, attend social cultural activities of the barangay. Okay? So asan dito yung hindi kasali sa public information program? May mga nabanggit na ako kanina dun sa may preliminary slides natin. So again, asan dito yung hindi kasali? May I check your answers? Yan. So may mga sumagot ng letter D. Okay, the correct answer here is letter D. Remember that this is part of the civic action program. Okay? So, balikan natin ano yung tatlong klase ng PCR. Number one is the Public Information Program. The second is the Public Relation Program. And the third one is the Psychological Program. Okay? So, next question. To demonstrate the sincerity and the concern of the PNP for the welfare of the people in the community, and also to make its psychological program effective, it may be necessary now for the appropriate members of the PNP to conduct what? Is it A, teach-in ba? Letter B, live-ins? Letter C, either A or B? Or letter D, neither? What should be conducted by the PNP members in order for the psychological program to be effective? Okay, so anong mga sagot nyo? Letter D. Is it neither? Okay, the correct answer here is letter C. Okay, either or both A and B. So kapag sinabi ulit natin na teach in, okay, the purpose is to become intimate now with the group, okay, specifically coming now from the community to identify now personal problems. So kapag we build now itong rapport with this group in the community, na doon na sila nag-share kung ano ba yung mga personal problems nila, kung ano yung mga na-observe nila na problems doon sa community. Samantalang yung sa live-in, this is a way also for the police officer to reside now doon sa mismong community, doon sa mismong barangay. They are going to observe no kung ano ba yung nangyayari sa barangay na yon. I was able to attend no a culminating activity of the PNP officers dito sa Cordillera, wherein they have really stayed for I think more than 2 months sa isang napakalayong barangay dito sa Cordillera. So nung pumunta talaga kami doon is we nag-hike talaga kami. Okay? So I think that's a 1-hour hike bago kami nakarating doon sa culminating program nila. So accordingly, they have stayed there for more than 2 months. Kasama nila yung mga bata, tinuturuan nila yung mga high school students doon ng mga kung ano-ano, yung mga leadership skills na yan. Nagpapa-leadership training din sila. And they have also invited no yung sa may Department of Tourism, Department of Labor and Employment, yung sa TESTA para mag-provide din ng mga trainings for the out-of-school youth as well as dun sa mga unemployed residents. Okay, next. Next, we have this public awareness program permits now number of the community to ride in a police car with an officer and observe fields operations. So is that mobile vans, ride along, jack of all trades, or hitch ride? Okay, so ang tawag natin doon sa mga libreng rides, okay, or libreng pasakay doon sa police cars or police vehicles, that is mobile vans. Okay, so yan. Next, public relations are basically founded on the golden rule. Okay, ano ulit ang ibig sabihin ng golden rule natin or dun sa Confucianism? Is it A, do not do unto others what you want, what you do not want others do unto you? Letter B, respect begets respect. Letter C, tell me who your friends are and I will tell you who you are. Or letter D, no man is an island. Okay, so the correct answer here is of course yung famous na phrase, do not do unto others what you do not want others do unto you. Okay? So we go now to the next question. The study and the philosophy of human conduct with emphasis on the determination of right and wrong. It is also known as the standard of character set up by any race or by any nation. Yan ba ay tinatawag na police ethics? Is that ethics? Is that morals or values? Okay. Anong sagot ninyo? The correct answer here is, of course, letter B. So we call it as ethics. Hindi po siya po pwedeng maging police ethics because we are not dealing about police activities or the police professionalism dito. It is a general definition of the word ethics. So why is it that we need to study ethics? Okay. So accordingly, it will guide us with our decisions in life. Of course, kapag meron tayong ethics, we will be able now to determine what is wrong and what is right. So yung mga wrong ways and right ways of doing things. And aside from that, we need to study ethics because we need it, okay, to have an orderly social life. So walang tao na gustong nakikipag-away, walang tao na gustong merong may galit sa kanya, di ba? So para magkaroon tayo ng peaceful life, we need to have this ethics and also to value life. So remember that our ethics comes from our religion, dun sa ating family background, okay, sa culture natin and also other sources. And in many countries, we cannot assume that all public servants will share now the same belief or background. So yung mga diversity na ito, it is even more apparent when we consider also yung mga regional and global cooperations. And again, no, sa ethics in terms of police service, it will guide, okay, the police officers as to their behavior as a public servant. Okay, next question. These are the priorities that an individual gives to the elements in his life and career based on his ethics, morality, and integrity. Is it values? Is it morals? Exemplary nature or integrity? Okay, so the correct answer here is letter B. May nakakuha ng tamang sagot. Yan. So kapag sinabi natin na values, guys, these are principles or the qualities that are considered to be intrinsically desirable or kaaya-aya. Okay? And then these are qualitatively determined behavior which has a normative obligatory character and it presupposes now the liberty of possible decision. So, of course, beliefs ang mga values na ito, these are also principles and philosophies that are considered to be important. We also cherish these values. Okay? So, it is actually also the actual experience or enjoying also a desired activity. So, in totality, no, kapag sinabi natin na values, it is the application now of the ethical and the moral principles. So, kanina kung ang ethics, it's more of knowing what is right and wrong. Kapag i-apply na natin siya sa buhay natin, it becomes now values. Okay? So, there are 6 core moral values. Number 1 is yung love of God. Wherein, of course, we have to develop the moral virtue of religion through adoration, through prayer, through obedience to the commandments of God. The second one is the respect of authority, wherein we are going to treat freedom with a sense of self-determination and personal responsibility. And also the selfless love of people, wherein we have to respect human life. We need to respect also human body. We have to learn how to give oneself, how to love other people, okay, without expecting something in return. And then chastity naman, it is the respect when it comes to the dignity of human sexuality by practicing also chastity and marriage. Also having no experience of sexual pleasure, that's part of chastity. And then the next one is responsible dominion over material things. So we should not be dominated by material things. Hindi yung magiging masyado tayong materialistic. Okay, we have to detach that personality from ourselves. because we have to bear in our minds that the material world is limited. Sabi nga nila, mamamatay tayo at iiwan natin lahat ng mga material things na meron tayo. So kahit na ikaw yung may marami kang mga pera, marami kang mga sasakyan, malalaki yung mga bahay mo, still kapag mamamatay ka, iiwan mo yan, di ba? And then next we have truthfulness, which is not to tell what is not true because it actually destroys now the foundation of social life, which is based on mutual trust. So syempre kapag tayo hindi nagsasabi ng totoo sa iba, nasisira na natin yung tiwala nila sa atin. Okay, and moving on, we have the 6 core work values. So number 1 here is industriousness, followed by the sense of responsibility. We have also order, collaboration, determination, and service. So kapag sinabi natin na industriousness, of course, alam naman natin ito. Ito yung kumbaga is hard work. We tend to keep busy, masyado tayong kumbaga is pagod na pagod tayo dahil sa kakatrabaho because of course that's being the industrious. And then sense of responsibility also. So what a person does is dependent on him and he puts his will and intellect to his job. So kung mayroon kang trabaho, dapat alam mo din kung ano yung magiging accountability mo kapag hindi mo ginawa yung mga responsibility na yan. And then also order or sense of time. So of course, you have to value your time, value the time of other people. And then collaboration, it's more of having teamwork and solidarity also for unity. Determination means you need now to possess the qualities of perseverance, yung sinabi natin kanina na patience, also the strength to cope now with the obstacles. So kahit na mahirap ang buhay, mahirap ang trabaho natin, we really have to strive hard. And then service, that is to perform now duties or work for another people or for an organization. Okay, so again, no, kapag sabi natin na serbisyo, hindi natin tinitingnan dapat kung ano yung magiging consequence, okay, kung ano yung ginagawa natin. So while it is true that we have to be practical, but of course money, it should not be the basis now on how we are going to serve other people. Okay, most especially kapag kayo ay maging isang police. So, ayan, nasagot na natin. A ceremony in which the unit honors, okay, the Philippine flag when it is used every Monday morning. So the answer here is flag raising. So again, ang flag raising, it is being done every Monday. So usually alas 8 yan or before 8 nandun na tayo sa pila and then lalo na kapag nasa government tayo. Okay, the units are formed in line formation facing the flagpole. How many minutes before the flag hoisting time? Okay, so is it 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 5 minutes, or 60 minutes? Sa tingin niyo before natin ibaba yung flag, how many minutes dapat nandun sa formation yung mga units? The correct answer here is letter A. Okay, so that is 30 minutes. So again, ito yung mga nai-present ko kanina. We have salute. We have salute to national colors and standards. We have, of course, yung sa address or title. Okay, next question tayo. The branch of moral science that treats obligations which a member of a profession owes now to the public, to his profession, to his brethren, or to his clients. Ang tawag ba natin dyan ay police ethics? Is it ethics? Is it code of ethics? Or is it professional ethics? Okay, ano po yung mga sagot natin? Yan yung mga iba. Ang sagot nila ay letter B. Letter D. At saka letter C yung mga iba. The correct answer here is it's letter D. We call it as professional ethics. Okay? So, andun na yung keywords natin na a person owes to his profession. Okay? Aside from that, to his brethren and also to his clients. So, meron tayong mga iba't ibang klase ng professional ethics depende kung anong profession yan. Like, we have legal ethics for the lawyers. We have medical ethics for doctors, medical doctors. We have nursing ethics for the nurses and police ethics, okay, para sa mga law enforcers natin. So to define now what is police ethics, it is the practical science that treats now the principle of human morality and duty as applied to law enforcement. So if you are to apply no yung concept ng ethics sa trabaho mo as a law enforcer, then papasok na tayo sa police ethics. So kung alam mong hindi maganda ang pag-torture, okay, hindi maganda ang paggamit ng unreasonable forces, okay, or yung mga malfeasance, misfeasance, nonfeasance na dinidiscuss natin kanina, then you are really practicing now your police ethics. Okay, next question. There is a network of accountability between the different organs of the state. So the aim here is usually to have some separation and balance of powers so that no one part of the system can dominate now the others. So ang tawag ba natin dyan is accountability in government and civil society. Is it accountability in management? Yan ba ay accountability to the organization or accountability to the public? Okay, so ano ulit ang sagot ninyo? May mga sumagot ng letter B. Okay, the correct answer here is it's letter A actually. Okay, so andun na yung mga clues natin dito sa question. We have the different organs of the state, meaning it is accountability in the government. So remember that kapag sinabi natin na accountability, it is the same with the idea that if our actions require us to exercise some discretion, so discretion again is to make choices, okay, to take decisions, then to be accountable requires also an explanation. So it only means that we need to explain why we acted, okay, as we did, not only report what we have done. So we are accountable now for the results or the outcomes of our actions. So for the professional standards of our work and for the effective use of resources, including financial resources. So our accountability need now not be only to those who give a command. Okay. So one example of accountability is that, syempre, as someone who will be taking now the board examination, kung ano yung mga ginagawa natin ngayon na paghahanda para sa board examination, whether you are not preparing talaga. Okay, halimbawa is imbes na mag-review ka, biglang iba yung mga pinupuntahan mo. Okay, nag-enjoy ka doon sa mga barkada mo, lumalabas-labas kayo, then you need to be accountable now kung ano yung magiging result ng board examination mo. Okay? So, ganun din kapag sa trabaho mo as a police officer. So, again, no, you really have to use your discretion. Bago ka gumawa ng isang hakbang, kay pag-isipan mo muna kung tama ba yun or hindi. So, for public service, ito yung mga accountabilities natin sa government, sa civil society, sa management, and also sa public. So, in terms of accountability in the government and in civil society, the aim here is to have a separation and balance of powers. So, sabi nga kanina, the purpose is para hindi mag-dominate yung isa, okay, towards the other organs of the state. And then accountability in the management. So public services are mostly hierarchical, with each officer accountable now to a manager. So sometimes the line of management accountability are considered to be blurred. And for the last one, accountability in the management. So ang mga public servants natin or yung mga police officers natin, they are accountable now to the public that in name they are appointed to serve. So there has been increasing concern about this in the past few years, with an emphasis now on becoming directly accountable to clients or customers. Okay, so again, that should be accountability in government, accountability in management, and the last one we have accountability, okay, to the public, or accountability to the public. So can we have first one question and then mag-break muna tayo kahit na 10 minutes. Okay, mag-water break lang muna tayo after this question. Okay, so the failure to perform an act which one is obligated or permitted to do either by law, or directive due to omission or failure to recognize the obligation is known as, yan ba ulit ay nonfeasance? Is that malfeasance, crime, or misfeasance? Okay, so the correct answer here is, ano po yung mga sagot natin? Na-discuss na po natin yung non, mal, and misfeasance kanina. Okay, may sumagot ng letter D. Okay, yan. The correct answer here is non-feasance. So, kapag meron kayong mabasa dyan na neglect of duty or if not, failure to perform an act, that's already non-feasance. Okay. Ito na lang muna yung last na number natin before our break. So, all PNP members shall strive to be physically and mentally fit and in good health at all times. And towards this end, they shall undergo regular exercises and annual medical examination in any PNP hospital or medical program of the PNP. So with this, the PNP officers are undergoing physical fitness test every year ba yan? Every 6 months, every quarter, or every weekend. Okay, so the correct answer here is letter, ayan. The answer is letter A. So usually yearly yung pagkandak natin ng physical at mental examinations sa PNP. So again, we'll be having 10 minutes, 10-minute break. So at exactly 8:50, we are going to resume our Q&A.
Okay. So, ayan. I guess we can continue now with our rationalization. So, sa mga nagpa-participate, please continue doing that. Okay? So, remember na wala namang this is not your licensure exam that you're afraid to share your answers. And anyway, ako lang naman yata nakakakita doon sa mga sagot ninyo. So yan, may sumagot na. Letter A. Okay, so retreat came from the French word retrite. Ano ang ibig sabihin ng retrite? Is it A, surrender? Letter B, good day? Letter C, evening ceremony? Or letter D, good night? Okay. So the correct answer here is, of course, letter A, surrender. Okay. Kaya meron tayong flag retreat na tinatawag. Next, formation of the unit for the flag retreat must be how many minutes before the actual ceremony? A, 10, B, 15, C, 5, or letter D, 3. Okay, so the correct answer here is, it's letter C. Okay, so that is 5 minutes before the actual ceremony. Dapat yung mga officers natin or the personnel, they should be in the formation already. Okay? So next, ayun, lumabas na yung sagot. So it includes escort, okay, pati yung mga banda, yung mga colors, yung mga clergy, caison, or funeral pallbearers, and the chapel services. So nangyayari ito kapag yung isang kasama natin sa organization, okay, is namatay. So A, vigil. Letter B, graveside services. Letter C, funeral services. Or letter D, ceremonial parade. Okay, ano po yung sagot ninyo? Ayan, so may sumagot ng letter A. The correct answer here is, it's actually letter C. Okay, so we call it as funeral services. Okay, so the sentries posted now to keep watch on the bier when remains of the deceased are lying in state. So anong tawag natin dun sa naka-uniform na mga PNP officers natin wherein sila yung nagbabantay dun sa may coffin. Okay, kung saan nakalagay yung ating kasama sa PNP organization na namatay. A, Royal Guard. Letter B, Vigil Guard. Letter C, Guard. Or letter D, Pallbearer. Okay, the correct answer here is letter... Okay, so that is letter B, Vigil Guard. Okay. Yung mga hindi po naglalagay ng sagot nila dito sa Q&A box natin, I hope na sinusulat ninyo sa extra paper and then you are checking your own paper. Okay? So be honest lang po. Next. What should a policeman do if he wanted to smoke and he is inside a car with the company of a woman? So gustong-gusto mo nang magyosi pero meron kang kasamang babae doon sa loob ng sasakyan. Anong gagawin mo? Is it A, you're going to light your cigarette and offer, okay, cigarettes doon sa babae? Letter B, buksan mo yung window ng sasakyan to let out the smoke. Letter C, you ask for permission from the woman. Or letter D, you're going to light your cigarette and then you enjoy yourself. Okay? So, alam naman natin na talagang hindi dapat, okay, mag-smoke, okay, doon sa loob ng sasakyan. However, paano kapag ganito yung mga choices natin? Wala doon yung talagang do not smoke. The correct answer here is letter C. So, ang pinaka-safe is you are going to ask for permission from the woman before you are going to light your cigarette. Okay, next, the idea that police officers must display a higher standard of ethical behavior than that of the average citizen. We call it as, is it A, immense power of the state, immense power of the police, letter B, modeling, letter C, social contract, or letter D, tyrant. Okay. The correct answer here is letter C. That is the social contract. So we go back no doon sa significance of ethics and values in police work. So the first one here is the immense power of the police. So the police officers, they have a great deal now of discretionary powers. So it can be said now that in our criminal justice system, the initial decision makers are the police officers. So in addition now to being the enforcers of the law, ang mga kapulisan natin, they have also the power to define what constitutes now or ano ang action na may kukonsider natin as a violation of the law. So in other words, ito, meron silang discretionary powers. So for example, yung mga police officers natin, they have the choice now to arrest or not to arrest, okay, a person, or if not to mediate or to charge a person. So they also possess now the power to decide whether or not to use deadly force, okay, giving them now the power of life and death in some circumstances. So that's the immense power. For the second one, the social contract, according to this social contract, it is actually a philosophy wherein the society expects now the highest standards of behavior and ethical conduct in persons afforded that power to deprive others of their basic liberty. So in other words, the public expects now that the police will behave at the highest level of integrity and dapat yung mga police mismo sila yung nag-obey, okay, dun sa mga rules and laws of the society. Hindi dapat sila yung nag-violate. And the third one is police officers as role models. So according to August Vollmer, the average citizen expects now that police officer should have the wisdom of Solomon, the courage of David, the strength of Samson, the patience of Job, the leadership of Moses, the faith of Daniel, the diplomacy of Lincoln, the tolerance of the carpenter of the Nazareth, the kindness of the good Samaritan, and also the intimate knowledge of every branch of natural, biological, and social sciences. So according to August Vollmer, who is the father of police professionalism, if a police officer possesses now all of these qualities, then that police officer can be a good police officer. Okay? So of course, na wala namang police officer na matatawag na saint. Okay? But ang point dito ni August Vollmer is that yung mga police officers natin, they are actually in a very high regard by the society. So they must be responsible. They must be mindful now of their own actions. So next, this is the improper performance of some act which might lawfully done. Yan ba ay non-feasance? Is that malfeasance? Is it misfeasance or is it crime? So yung mga ibang questions natin dito is nauulit lang siya. Okay, so ang tamang sagot natin dito ay letter. Okay, may I check your answers? Merong sumagot ng letter D. Okay, tama. That is letter D, misfeasance. Okay, so what about this? This is the manifestation of lack of adequate ability and the fitness for the satisfactory performance of police duties. So this has references on any physical, intellectual quality, lacking of which substantially incapacitates one to perform the duties of a peace officer. So yan, ang tawag ba natin dyan is incompetence. Is that dishonesty, oppression, or disloyalty? So having lack of adequate ability and fitness to perform the police duties, that is known as letter A. Of course, yan po ay incompetence. Okay, so may nakakuha ng tamang sagot. Moving on. Lahat daw ng mga PNP members, they shall recognize the fact that they are public servants and they are not masters of the people. So they should perform now their duties without arrogance. Ang tawag natin dyan ay letter A, sarcastic or sarcasm. Letter B, humility. Letter C, politeness. Or letter D, integrity. Okay, the correct answer here is, it's letter, okay, that's letter B, humility. Okay? So kayo kapag magiging police officer kayo, it's not a position na magbibigay sa inyo ng superior feeling. Okay? Na feeling ninyo is kayo yung master ng mga residente, ng mga citizens. So again, no, you are being looked upon by these citizens as a public servant. Okay? So dapat maging humble kayo lagi. Kahit na siguro matataas na yung position ninyo sa PNP, you still need to uh, keep your feet, okay, on the ground. Ayan, so the concealment or the distortion of truth in a matter of fact relevant now of one's office or connected with the performance of his duties. Again, andyan na yung clue words natin na concealment or if not distortion of truth. So kapag sinabi natin na concealment, hindi natin sinasabi kung ano ang katotohanan. If we say distortion, binabago natin kung ano dapat ang totoo. So in other words, we call this as, of course, letter B. That is dishonesty. Okay, next. When the police officer extorts a business owner for protection money, we call it as, is it A, corruption ba yan? Letter B, police brutality. Is that extortion or is that police shakedown? Okay, so ang tamang sagot natin dito ay it's letter D, police shakedown. So again, we go back to the related terms on police ethics. So number one is neglect of duty or nonfeasance. So paulit-ulit natin itong sinasabi, this is failure to perform an act which one is obligated or permitted to do either by law or a directive because of omission or failure to recognize the obligation. Okay? So remember na isa sa mga element natin is without sufficient excuse. Okay? Or without any valid reason bakit hindi mo ginawa yung trabaho mo as a police officer. The second one is the irregularities in the performance of duty or misfeasance or if not, ito rin yung improper performance of some act or doing a proper act in a wrongful or in an injurious manner. Okay? So halimbawa is lumalayo na or tumatakbo na yung gusto mong arestuhin tapos biglang binaril mo. Okay? That is misfeasance. Next, we have malfeasance. This is the intentional commission of a prohibited act or intentional unjust performance of act of which the party had no right. So example dito is yung mga pangungurakot or yung mga pangungotong ng mga police officers. So it is otherwise known as the wrongful conduct, okay, by a public official or by a police officer. So how are we going to differentiate itong malfeasance, misfeasance, and nonfeasance? So let's try to take a look in this example or a situation. So a company hires a catering company to provide drinks and food for a retirement party. Now, kapag yung catering company natin is hindi sila nagpakita doon sa araw ng retirement party, then it is considered to be nonfeasance kasi hindi nila ginawa yung trabaho nila, that is to cater foods. Letter B, if the catering company nagpakita sila, however, they only provide drinks and not the food which was already paid, then it is considered to be misfeasance. Kumbaga, ginawa nila ang trabaho nila pero kulang-kulang. Okay? And letter C, if the catering company accepts now a bribe from its client's competitor to undercook the meat, thereby, okay, nagkaroon ng food poisoning dun sa mga dumalo sa retirement party na yan, then it is considered to be a malfeasance. So ano naman ang misconduct? So it is the wrongdoing or a violation of a departmental procedures. Okay? Ulitin natin kapag incompetence, this is lack of adequate ability and fitness. So it also include yung lack of physical or intellectual quality that incapacitates now a person to perform the duties of a police officer. And then we have oppression also. It is the act of cruelty, severity, unlawful execution, domination, and also excessive use of authority. Yan. And then we have also dishonesty. This is the concealment or distortion of truth. Again, no, medyo binibilisan natin 'tong mga 'to because I know that you have a formal lecture naman on this. Okay, so we are just refreshing our minds. Disloyalty to the government, of course, nangyayari ito kapag yung isang pulis is sumasanib siya. Siyempre dun sa mga NPA, sa mga CPP, taga-provide siya ng mga armas ng mga sindikato or yung mga nandun sa kabilang side. Okay, those who are overthrowing now the government. And then we have also the violation of law. So it is a conviction in court of any crime or offense penalized under the revised penal code. So marami tayong mga police officers na ang pinaka-administrative case nila or yung criminal case nila actually is the use now of their firearms. Okay? So the improper use of their firearms or kung ano pa man yung mga ibang crimes na ginagawa ng mga police officers natin. Okay, yung mga iba, they are connected with drug trafficking. So yung mga iba with human trafficking or other transnational crimes. Okay, so next question. Stopping college girls to get the I'll do anything routine is known as what? Yan ba ay fox hunting? Yan ba ay sexual harassment, traffic stops, or voyeurism? Okay, so halimbawa is yung isang police officer laging tumatambay dun sa labas ng gate ng isang university and then after that meron siyang pinukuha na number ng mga college students and then syempre yung mga strategies ng mga police officers na from texting hanggang sa nilalabas-labas niya yung mga college girls na ito o yung kung sino man yung gusto niya. So ang tawag natin doon is actually fox hunting. Okay, may nakakuha ba? Okay. Majority answered letter A. Okay? Pero mayroon yung mga iba, ang sagot nila is letter B. Again, no, we call this as fox hunting. Okay, so next we have yan. Okay, so letting prostitutes go if they perform sex acts. So alam mo na yung bar na yan is mayroon tayong mga prostitutes diyan, pero hinahayaan mo lang. Okay, so ang tawag ba natin diyan is sexual shakedown? Is that fox hunting? Is that acts of lasciviousness or the maniac syndrome? Okay, so dito naman papasok yung letter A which is the sexual shakedown. So again, ano ang deviance? It is a behavior which is inconsistent now with the norms or the values or ethics. Okay, so there are different types of police deviance. We have number one is police gratuity. We have mentioned this a while ago. It is the receipt of free meals, services, or discounts. Actually, gratuities have become a part of the police officer's job. So, ito yung mga tinatawag nila before as yung mga freebies na binibigay sa mga police officer. Ito yung mga gifts, ito yung mga free admissions, yung mga free na pakain, yung mga rewards that are being given to these police officers. And the second one is the police shakedown, wherein it is when a police officer extorts now a business owner for protection money. So halimbawa, yung isang business na yan is wala siyang permit pero nung nalaman mo kasi police officer, nalaman mo na wala siyang permit, biglang or mina-blackmail mo. Halimbawa, yung may-ari na kapag hindi siya magbibigay ng pera is ire-report mo siya or huhuliin mo. And then next, we have police perjury, which is leaving out certain pertinent pieces of information in order now to fix a criminal prosecution. So, nangyayari ito usually sa trial, yung perjury cases ng mga police. And then we also have police brutality, which is defined as excessive force, name-calling, sarcasm, ridicule, and disrespect. So in short, ang police brutality, it is non-physical affronts actually to citizens by the police officer. It is noted that the most common form of police intervention with citizens involve definitional regulation wherein officers ask questions. So minsan no yung the way that police officers deal or speak with the people or the community uh, hindi nila namamalayan na meron yung malalakas yung boses, and from that nagkakaroon tayo ng hindi pagkakaintindihan. Okay, so feeling ng mga tao is part siya ng police brutality. So again, no, if you will become police officers and you wanted to get the participation of the community, then you have to speak, okay, properly dun sa mga tao. Hindi yung voice command, okay, yung ginagamit natin kapag tayo ay nakikipag-usap sa residents. Next, we have number 5 is police profanity. This is the use of obscene and profane language. Okay, number 6 is the misuse of confidential information. So it involves the jeopardization of ongoing investigation by leaking information to friends, to relatives, or yung mas malala kapag ikaw mismo yung nagbibigay ng information sa media. Okay? Which are confidential information. Meron din tayong mga case fixing wherein this is in exchange for money or other things for personal gain. It is a downright sabotage of the investigation process. And number 8, yung bribery, which is the receipt of cash or gifts in exchange for past or future assistance in avoidance now of prosecution. So usually nangyayari ito kapag piniperahan ng mga suspects, okay, mga police officers, para hindi sila testify against them. Okay, pwedeng ganun yung mangyayari. And we have also extortion, which is the common practice of holding now street court, where incidents such as minor traffic tickets can be avoided with a cash payment to the officer and no receipt given. Of course, ito yung pinaka-common, no? I even experienced this, na yung police officer is sabi niya na lang is hindi ko isusulat or hindi kita bibigyan ng ticket, pero bigyan mo na lang ako ng pangmerienda. Okay? So using now this process, the police, they have been known to extort money also from yung mga nightclub owners and other businesses by threatening, okay, to enforce now yung mga laws, okay, which are being violated by these businesses. And number 10, we have protection. This is the taking of money or other rewards from operators or from legitimate companies operating illegally in return for protecting them from law enforcement activity. And number 11, common ito sa mga merong nako-confiscate na drugs, wherein yung mga nako-confiscate nila na mga drug evidence, ginagamit nila, or if not is binebenta din nila. Okay, number 12 is selective enforcement. It occurs when police officers exploit their officer discretion. So for example, a PNP member who releases a suspect due to what is commonly known as arreglo or balato. Okay, it is a clear abuse of his or her discretion and authority. And also, we have internal payoffs. This is the last one, which is nangyayari ito sa loob ng opisina, wherein minsan yung mga ibang police officer, they are selling their work assignments, or if not, their day off, okay? Or hindi sila mag-work, but mag-extend ng duty yung mga kasama nila, and then babayaran nila yung mga workmates nila. Okay, so next one, we have the primary objective of police is blank. So policeman knew too well that he has committed HILT, meaning it means pursuing any occupation or engaging in any business which is inconsistent or incompatible with the PNP duties or functions. So in other words, meron kang sinasabay na ibang businesses. You're engaged with other businesses while you are using the time. Okay, supposedly na dapat nagjo-duty ka, dapat nagpapatrol ka, pero pumupunta ka or inaasikaso mo yung mga businesses mo. So the correct answer here is, yan, moonlighting ang tawag natin dyan. Okay, so ayan, nasagot na rin. So the primary objectives of police is blank. Sorry, I think nagkaroon ng ano dito. Ito. So the policeman must recognize the center of the democratic system of the government, which gives now persons or group of persons absolute power. So it means letter A, primordial police responsibility. Letter B, limitation of police authority. Letter C, knowledge of the law and other responsibilities. Or letter D, use of proper means to obtain proper ends. Okay, so ano po yung mga sagot natin? Okay, so the correct answer here is it's letter B. Okay, that is limitation of police authority. Okay? So again, no, ito is kasali siya doon sa mga canons of police ethics. So what are the different canons? We have actually 10. We have yung primordial police responsibility. We have limitation of police authority. We have the knowledge of laws and other responsibilities. We have also the use of proper means to obtain proper ends. We have cooperation with public officials. We have proper conduct and behavior. We have conduct towards the community. Conduct also in arresting law violators. We have also firmness in refusing gifts or favor. And the last one, we have impartial presentation of evidence. Okay? Ayan, so next question tayo. In consonance with the requirements of honor and integrity in the PNP, all PNP members must have the moral courage to sacrifice self-interest in keeping with the time-honored principle of what? Is it A, integrity, letter B, delicadeza, letter C, fidelity, or letter D, palabra de honor? Okay, so ang tamang sagot natin dito is letter B. We have delicadeza. Okay, so again, if we say you're going to sacrifice self-interest, okay, you are going to sacrifice yung oras mo sa sarili mo, oras mo sa pamilya mo, oras mo sa mga kaibigan mo, okay, and other stuffs, kung ano man yung pinagbibisihan mo, you are going to sacrifice them, okay, para lang sa ibang tao, which is the public, then we call it as delicadeza. Okay, next, a police officer must stand when introduced to a woman, a clergyman, an official, or an old man. Is it true or false? Okay, tanggalin natin yung letter C or letter D. If you are being introduced now to a priest, for example, is there a need for you to stand? Okay, same kapag pinapakilala ka sa babae or to an official, the correct answer is of course true. Okay. So what about this? This is the usual greeting that is being rendered by uniform members upon meeting and recognizing persons entitled to it. Okay, so ito is nasagit na rin natin to kanina. The correct answer here is, of course, salute. Okay. Ayan. So, in a conversation, a police officer must, okay, kapag tayo ay nakikipag-usap sa iba, letter A, are we going to raise our voice for us to be heard? Letter B, we just keep silent. Letter C, just listen. Or letter D, we think before we speak. Okay. So, anong sagot ninyo? Okay, so the correct answer here is, of course, letter D. So, syempre, kung hindi mo alam kung ano ang pinag-uusapan, then you have to just keep quiet. And then, kung meron kang gustong sabihin, then you just have to think before you speak. Now, in the motivation of employees, financial incentive is regarded as what? Is it A? It is necessary but not alone sufficient. It is the most important. It is desirable but of no fundamental importance. Or letter D, it is unrelated to the problem of motivation. So kapag gusto nating i-motivate yung mga employees natin, halimbawa yung mga police officers, And then ang gusto natin is financial rewards na kung saan kapag gagawin nila yung trabaho nila, then they are going to receive now this certain amount. Okay? So, yung mga financial incentives na yan, is it A, B, C, or D? Okay, so the correct answer here is it is letter A. It is necessary but not alone sufficient. Okay? The PNP shall endeavor now to promote lifestyle for every member of the organization that is acceptable and respectable in the eyes of the public. So they must be free from greed, corruption, and exploitation. So the public expects now a police officer to live a simple yet credible and dignified life. So ang tawag natin dito ay, is it A, immodest living? Letter B, lifestyle check. Letter C, police lifestyle, or letter D, adherence to Republic Act 3019. Okay, so ano yung mga sagot natin? Okay, meron mga sumagot ng letter C. Okay, letter C, letter A. But the correct answer here is it's actually letter C. Okay, so that is police lifestyle. Okay, next question. The ability to influence other people is known as, yan ba ay setting example? Is it bribery? Is it leadership? Or is it gratuities giving? Okay, again, the ability to influence other people. Okay, basic lang po ito. The correct answer here is it's letter C. We have leadership. Okay, so lahat ng mga PNP personnel, they shall perform their duties with excellence, competence, integrity, intelligence, and expertise in the application of a specialized skill and technical knowledge. So is that police training, police professionalism, police qualification, or police competence? Okay, so the correct answer here is it's letter B. Okay, that's police professionalism. Okay, next. It consists not only of misappropriation or converting public funds or property to one's personal use, but also by knowingly applying others to make use of or to misappropriate them. Yan ba ay larceny? Is that malversation, embezzlement, or diversion? Again, so for example, merong budget na naka-allocate for a certain program or certain project. But nung ikaw yung nakahawak doon sa budget, then you have used it for personal use. Ang tawag natin doon ay, okay, tignan ko nga. Okay, ang sagot ninyo ay letter B. Okay, the correct answer here is it's letter B, malversation or malversation of funds. So this is actually true doon sa isang case natin, si Labatogos versus the Sandigan Bayan. Wherein ninakaw niya yung mga pondo. Okay. Next. PNP members shall provide services to everyone without discrimination, regardless of party affiliation, in accordance with existing laws and regulations. So is that justice, non-partisanship, equality in service, or fairness? Providing services to everyone without discrimination. Hindi yung pinipili mo lang kung sino yung binibigyan mo ng service. So hindi dahil sa sila ay matataas yung kanilang position in the public, I mean in the community, or sila ay politicians, na sila lang yung pinoprotektahan mo. So the correct answer here is letter C. We have equality in service. Okay, that's equality in service. What about this question? Lahat ng mga PNP members, they shall guard the confidentiality of classified information against unauthorized disclosure, including now confidential aspects of official documents, official business, special orders, communications, and other documents, roster, or any portion thereof of the PNP, contents of criminal records, identities of persons who may have been given now the information to the public in confidence, and other classified information on intelligence material. So do we call it as confidentiality of records, blue curtain, omerta, or secrecy discipline? Okay, so ang tamang sagot natin dito ay letter A. So that is confidentiality of records. Okay, so next question tayo. Visiting of sick fellow personnel is part of what? Yan ba ay tradition? Yan ba ay custom? Yan ba ay social decorum or ceremony? So, yung mga nakikita din natin sa social media na yung si Police General, pupunta siya dun sa mga hospitals because sinisilip niya yung mga natamaan or nasugatan during an operation. So, that is part of, is it tradition, custom, decorum, or ceremony? Okay, so the correct answer here is it's letter B, custom. Part po siya ng police customs. Okay, next, this is basic to police leadership because community welfare is the primordial responsibility of the police. So is it A, paternalism, B, personal dignity, letter C, decisive, or letter D, moral ascendancy? Okay, the correct answer here is we have letter A. Okay, that is paternalism. Paternalism is it's being overprotective. Okay. Now, what is this trait that brings out the best in officers and others? It can move police officers through hard times and generate the initiative or drive and excitement needed now to overcome adversity. So yan ba ay professionalism, enthusiasm, honor, or perseverance? Okay, so the correct answer here is it's letter A. Okay, so it's letter A. We have enthusiasm. Okay, next. To be a great cop or to be a great police is to have the ability to take the job seriously without taking yourself too seriously. So a great cop is recognized by his actions and the manner in which he carries himself. It is called, is it A, finesse, letter B, temperance, letter C, quiet confidence, or letter D, humility? Okay, so anong sagot natin? 9:28. Is it ito? Yung may nagtanong kanina, bandang 9:28 PM. So yeah, the answer here is custom. Okay, so balikan natin ito. So ano yung sagot natin dito? We have, okay, that's letter C, quiet confidence. Okay. So next, we have the first stage of the SARA model of problem-oriented policing in which officers take steps to identify possible problems and to expose their underlying causes. Okay. Is it A, scanning, letter B, stuffing, letter C, selective, or letter D, supervision? I don't know kung ito yung ginamit ninyo nung interns kayo. We have the case analysis. It's either you have utilized itong SARA model. So anong ibig sabihin ng S dun sa SARA? Okay, so the correct answer is letter A, scanning. Okay, so just to complete, no, S stands for scanning, and then A stands for analysis, R for response, and A for assessment. Okay, so it is more of a problem-oriented policing. Next, this program was established by the Proclamation number 62, series of 1992, that aims to eradicate the social ills plaguing now the country, such as yung pagkakaroon natin ng graft and corruption. We have apathy, mendicancy, factionalism, and lack of patriotism. So, yan ba ay tinatawag na moral recovery program? Is it a values formation program? Is it good manners and right conduct training, or gender sensitivity program? Okay, so ano yung na-establish noong 1992? Actually, the answer here is letter A, the moral recovery program. Itong values formation program or itong values formation training, it was developed noong 2019. This is intended, no, for those who are earring cops, yung mga laging nakakasuhan. Okay. Next, the new motto of the PNP at present. What is your answer? What is the new motto of the PNP? Any idea? Okay, so the correct answer is letter. Tingnan ko nga kung anong sagot ninyo. Okay, the correct answer here is it's letter C. Okay, to serve and protect. So ito yung bagong motto ng PNP. Okay, next. All PNP members and their immediate family members shall be encouraged to actively get involved in religious, social, and civic activities. So I think naulit lang ito. Ang sagot natin kanina is letter C. We have social awareness. Okay? So next number. Good blank is often a matter of how a person presents himself to the public. And courtesy, however, must be coupled with firmness in order to command respect. Is it good custom, good service, good decorum, or all of the above? Okay, the correct answer here is, okay, that is good service. Okay, so good service po ang sagot dyan. Okay, so we only have a few remaining questions. So who was credited as the father of modern policing, wherein he fought to improve now the basic structure of law enforcement and persuaded the English Parliament to establish the London Metropolitan Police in 1829. Okay, so madali lang po ito. Sino po yung father of modern policing natin? Si Volmer ba, si Hoover, si Peel, or si Edgar Hoover? Okay, the correct answer here is letter. Okay, syempre si Robert Peel. Okay, so don't forget that. Robert Peel, father of modern policing. Next, it states that police officers are allowed now to use deadly force only in situations where their own lives or the life of another person are in danger. Anong tawag natin dyan? Is it defense of life, rules of engagement, defense of life rule, or discretion? Okay, so kapag yung buhay mo mismo ang nasa risk, okay, so that's the time that you are allowed now to use your firearms, okay, or any deadly force. We call it as letter C. This is the defense of life rule. Okay. Next, this is a theoretical framework for understanding the structures and practices of police organization, which is based now on the underlying premise that these organizations are created and structured to achieve specific goals such as crime control, and it will ultimately fail if unable now to adjust to environmental contingencies. So yan ba ay contingency theory? Is that the broken window theory, the containment theory, or the glass window? So basically, distractor lang yung letter D. Wala po tayong glass window theory. So is it A, letter B, or letter C? Okay, so actually, ando na yung sagot natin sa question. We have letter, it's letter A. Okay, so this is the contingency theory. Okay, next. Immediate commanders or directors, they shall be responsible for the effective supervision and control and direction of their personnel, and shall see to it that all government resources shall be managed, expended, or utilized in accordance with laws and regulations and safeguarded against losses through illegal or improper disposition. So anong tawag natin dyan? Is it the span of control? Is it the command responsibility, the unity of command, or the hierarchy of command? Okay, so ang sagot natin dito is it's letter B. Okay, we have command responsibility. Okay, so next question po tayo. It consists of those fundamental precepts, both moral and legal, which govern the relationship of men in all aspects of life. Is that human relations, public relations, or police community relations? Again, it governs the relationship of men in all aspects of life. So we are not talking about police here. So definitely tanggalin natin yung letter B at saka letter D. So ang naiwan na lang is human relations or public relations. So the answer here is it's letter A. Okay? Tawag natin dyan is human relations. Next. This is the best way to handle a patrol officer's grievance request, which you know cannot be granted. Is it A? Explain why his request cannot be granted. Letter B, show him so unreasonable his request is, or deny the request without explanation, or tell him to take it or leave it. So if you are the superior or if you are the head of the unit, paano mo i-handle yung grievance ng police ng isang kasama mo sa office? Okay, so the correct answer here is letter A. Of course, you need to explain why is it that his request cannot be granted. Okay. Ito is na-define na natin siya kanina while we are explaining the other choices, okay, from the other questions. So again, if we are dealing with some dealings between police and people, okay, generally we call it as letter B. Okay, yan po yung tinatawag natin na police community relations. I'm sorry. Okay, next. A collaborative partnership that stresses the increased interaction between the police and the public to make the police more responsive to the community's needs and reduce also the community decay and disorder. Ang tawag ba natin dyan ay counter-punching, community policing, community partnership, or police community relations. So the clue here is the increased interaction between police and public. Okay? So the correct answer here is letter C. Okay, yan po yung community partnership. So yung sinasabi ko kanina na July, it is considered to be the PCR month. This is promulgated by what law? Is it EO 764, RA 764? Is it Proclamation number 764 or Presidential Decree number 764? Okay, again, we are celebrating the PCR month, okay, every July. So this month, ongoing na yung mga PCR activities natin. So that is promulgated by letter C, Proclamation number 764. Okay, and next, it is the familiarization of the public with the nature of police operation. Is it a public information program, a public relation program? Is it image building program or public awareness program? Okay. Familiarization of the public with the nature of police operations. So, for example, is yung pumupunta tayo sa mga barangay and then pinapakita natin sa kanila kung ano yung mga trabaho natin, kung ano yung scope of police works. Okay? Or if not, bumibisita tayo sa mga schools. Okay? And then nakikita ng mga students kung ano yung mga ginagawa ng mga police officers. Okay? So orientation also among students on what are the police activities. Or we call it as letter D. Okay? Public awareness program. Okay, so last 3 questions na po tayo. Okay, so we have here the most powerful instrument in forming now public opinion that includes providing timely and accurate information through pulse release, daily bulletins, giving us special awards by the PNP to deserving media personalities and the like. Okay, is it church? Yan po ba ay PNP liaison officer or the media or the broadcast? What do you think is the most powerful instrument sa ngayon in terms of public opinion? Okay? So the correct answer here is, of course, yung ating media. Okay? So napakalawak po ng pwedeng maapektuhan kapag media ang usapan because kung ano yung nakikita ng mga tao, kung ano yung naririnig nila, of course, majority of it, okay, is yun yung pinaniniwalaan. Okay, next, it is the foundation of a good community relations. Yan ba ay human relations? Is that good police image? Yan ba ay efficient service or contented citizens? Okay, so again, what is the foundation of good community relations? Para magkaroon tayo ng magandang ugnayan between the police and the public, okay, dapat siyempre merong efficient service. Kasi siyempre ang mga tao kapag nakikita nila na hindi efficient or hindi effective actually yung mga PNP natin, then why would they care? Why would they care? Okay, to extend their help, okay, in terms of the programs. Okay, and for the last number, Mr. X went to the police station to file a complaint against his neighbor who allegedly stole his laptop. Pero si police officer Pagaway, he took his statement with courtesy. So what kind of relationship was shown in this situation? Okay, so again, yung mga sagot natin for the last question, can we type it dito sa chat box? Ano ang klaseng relationship yung nakikita natin dito sa situation wherein si police officer with courtesy, okay, kinuha niya yung statement ng isang citizen, okay, na nagrereklamo. Is that a complaints relation? Is that citizens relation, relationship with the accused or judicial relations? So this is an example of, okay, the answer is letter A, complaints relation. Okay, so meron po ba tayong mga concerns or may mga questions po tayo? Hello guys, andun pa ba kayo? Okay, so again, meron po ba tayong mga questions po? Yes, Mr. Yeah, is it okay na banggitin ko yung names ninyo? Merong yatang question si Mr. Ronald. Okay. So again, no, as I have mentioned no before we started naman yung ating Q&A, pinakamadaling subject sa lahat ng subjects sa sociology of crimes is itong ethics. So, syempre sa ethics kasi hindi naman tayo masyadong nag-memorize ng concepts dito. It's more of situational questions siya. Kumbaga sa LET sana, sa licensure examination ng teacher, ito yung nasa professional exam nila. So it's more of how you handle yung klase. Pero sa atin, how do we handle also yung mga how do we deal with the public? So how do we deal with our work also, yung mga work ethics? How do we apply ethics dun sa trabaho natin, okay, as a law enforcer? So yun yung ano, yun yung coverage ng subject na ito. So okay, so again no, yung ating video, this is naka-live naman siya dun sa YouTube. Merong question dito, the grass eater and the meat eater. So actually this is the first time na narinig ko rin ito. I'll try to provide an answer for this question from an anonymous attendee kung ano itong grass eater and meat eater. So maybe I could relay the answer kay Sir Simon na lang. Okay. So ito. Buti na lang may internet tayo agad-agad. Okay? So yung grass eater at saka meat eater natin, so as defined okay, by a NAP report, yung mga police officers who are misusing their police powers for personal gain, ito yung mga tinatawag natin na meat eaters. Okay? Again, yung mga police officers who are aggressively misusing their police powers for personal gain, they are considered to be meat eaters. Pero yung mga grass eaters naman natin, sila yung mga nag-accept naman ng mga payoffs that the happenstances of police work throw their way. Okay? So yung mga tanggap ng mga pera or okay, yung sa corruption na tinatawag natin, that is more of the grass eaters. Pero kapag ikaw gagamitin mo yung power mo for personal gain, that is being a meat eater. Okay? So I hope the question was answered. So ayan, before we sleep, no, siguro yung mga iba sa inyo is matutulog na, I'd like to leave a quotation from Franklin Roosevelt. Sabi niya, the only limit to our realization of tomorrow will be our doubts of today. So malapit na po yung board exam natin. Kung meron kayong calendar dyan, I think you only have, of course, no, less than 2 months to prepare because your exam is on August 25, I believe. Again, remove the doubts na hindi kayo prepared. Be confident but not overconfident. And always pray, no? Wala namang masama kapag tayo ay nagdadasal. Yung mga iba sa atin, natutunan natin na magdasal because of the board examination. Okay? Baka guilty tayo doon. But again, no, hindi dapat tayo nagsasarili. Okay? So we can ask help from the Almighty God. And at the same time, we have to help also ourselves. Okay? Let us motivate our own selves. And then magtulungan tayo. Kapag meron tayong cell group, meron tayong kasama, okay, yung mga classmates natin, dapat maghilaan tayo. Okay, so I guess that is all for this evening for the subject police ethics and values. Okay, so with that, thank you so much for listening. Kapag meron pa kayong mga questions, you can just message me naman. Okay, sa aking Facebook account. Okay, yung pangalan ko mismo, Warren Galas Muyaw. So with that, good night everyone and stay safe. Please make sure na healthy kayo lagi. Okay, so goodbye.